Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. You haters out there watching, but undoubtedly you don't know who I am. Call somebody. I'm the 5-star general. Say, man, tonight we're going to talk a little Kyle Rittenhouse. We're going to talk some Madison High School. And we're going to talk my good friend, Dr. Bertie Simmons. Let's get to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to hang out with your boy and tune in to probably the greatest show in social media history, which is the War Zone. I'm gonna touch a few subjects tonight. Very near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna touch a few subjects, but I'm gonna start it off with today. We lost our angel, and when I found out, I cried. Dr. Bertie Simmons passed away. Who is Dr. Bertie Simmons? Because to some of y'all, you don't have a clue. Right now, we're in the middle of battling about schools and like Madison with a principal that should go. And Dr. Bertie Simmons was arguably the greatest high school principal I've ever seen in my life. She took a dropout factory, which was Fur High School, and she turned it into something special. I think you people that want to be principals, you should read her book. Go get her book and read her book. Because that old lady, you couldn't be her on your 10 best days. You couldn't be her on your 10 best days. If I know the story correctly, she had retired. And then they asked her to go back to Fur for a little while until they found somebody, a couple of months or so. And she went back for another 10 years. She took a school that was gang infested. She took a school that was a dropout factory. And she turned it into something on that east side where every kid wanted to go. Kids came to school on time, ready to go when Dr. Bertie Simmons was the principal. They came to school excited when Dr. Bertie Simmons was the principal. And the thing about it is, they don't make them like that no more. She was one of the first people to put restorative justice into a high school setting to the degree that they didn't do suspensions as a first means of dealing with discipline. She created a court on her campus where kids had to go to court. And it was a fair court. She did so much, and she impacted so many people's lives. And when I first got in this game, she was one of the first people to reach out to me. So that you'll know how real this is. She was one of the first people to reach out to me. And she told me, she said, I like how you do it. And she didn't say, she wasn't a woman of a lot of words. She said, I like how you do it, but you gotta stop cussing. And she would always call me and tell me I had to stop cussing. When I went to court to fight HISD, she was the first one that called me. And she helped me. Well, she basically forced her attorney to take my case. Scott Newhart, she forced him to take my case. But when I needed a witness, Bertie Simmons was ready to go. The old white lady and the crazy black Republican, she was just ready to go. When my own people would not stand with me, this gentle person, this God-fearing person stood with me, never judged me, just only asked me to stop cursing. I heard she was sick, and I dialed her phone last week, and her people picked up, and they told me she's not doing well. She's not doing well, Monroe. I say, well, tell Doc. That's what I call. I call her the good doctor. I say, tell Doc that it's going to be okay because we're praying for her. And she always told me, she said, never stop fighting for those kids. And you know how ironic that is for me? When she passed away today, I was doing what she told me to do. She passed away knowing I was fighting for them kids. You don't get very many friends in your life that really give a damn about you. But she cared. She cared about kids, didn't care about color. She cared about kids. And she taught me how to care when I didn't want to care. She taught me how to fight for them when I was tired and I didn't want to do it. Doc, I don't know if I can stop cussing, but I ain't gonna stop fighting. I'm not gonna stop fighting. And for all you people that are principals in these schools, you're looking at the greatest to ever do it. You're looking at the greatest to ever do it. I love you, my friend. Now keep fighting. Give me a second. Today, I went back out to James Madison High School because the kids asked me to come back out there, and I saw them. Same things I normally see. Assistant principal riding around on a golf cart, bullying and doing what he do. And I saw the heart of some kids that just refused to give up. That's why I was out there when Bertie passed away. I was out fighting with the kids, fighting for the kids. And I want to thank the good people that, chipped in money today to get the kids pizza. That's just what we do. When Travis doing something, we chip in and help Travis. If Nisi doing something, we chip in and help her. When I'm doing something, they'll jump in and help me. So thank y'all for the donations. We were able to feed them all, and they had a ball. They had a ball today, and they've learned so much. I had one parent call me and told me her son say he's learned more about history and government in the last 2 days than he's ever learned in school in his life. But you know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that we pick and choose who we're going to support when we know that they're dead wrong. I've gotten so many nasty ass comments. Bertie, forgive me. I got to say what I got to say. I've gotten so many nasty ass comments in the last 2 days. So many. I've sat back for the last 3 to 4 years and I watched this clown ass principal over at Madison be involved in everything under the sun. I've watched people support her clownness because it benefited you. It benefited you because your child worked there. Yeah, I'm talking directly to you. I'm talking directly to you. I've watched that. I've watched that. I've watched kids be abused, kids be talked to any kind of way, parents be handled bad. I watched parents be belittled because they wore bonnets and all this shit. But we got energy for bonnets, but we ain't got no energy for sexual assault. On the same campus. We got energy for a dress code, but we ain't got no energy for sexual assault. No energy for that. For sexual assault. And then people want to question me about the information about my facts. I don't know if you just jumped out of a damn tree or crawled from under a rock, but I've never had to reel anything back in that I put out. I always do my homework. People want to say, well, coach, because the head football coach was reassigned from the campus. Coach Narcisse is a good person. Coach Narcisse is this, he's that. Probably so to you. This is personal between you and Coach Narcisse. I never met him a day in my life and don't want to meet him. But I will say this here. Coach, can you tell the people, and I know y'all watching, Coach, can you tell the people how many days you didn't report to your classroom this year? I'll let you take your time, but I know. So that means you went to work, you punched in, and you didn't report to your classroom. Coach, do you know what I'm talking about? Y'all out there that support him, do you know what I'm talking about? There are other things going on. There are other things going on. You guys, and I'm only talking to the ones that seem to have a problem with people exposing Madison. See, the Yates line about to come out of me. I'm gonna be straight up with you. The Yates line is about to come up out of me. You bougie ass niggas. And I'm talking to the ones I'm talking to. This ain't for everybody. Let it roll off you like water. You bougie ass motherfuckers that want to act like you so much better than every other black person. You want to act like you just so much better than every other black person. Have you looked at the Harlem Clark area lately? Do y'all even have a fucking grocery store besides that Foodorama? So if you have a food desert in your community, you are in the ghetto. But you bougie. Some of y'all bougie. You want to act like you better than everybody else. I saw the comments. I listened to the comments. You think because you got a brand new building that you got it going on? We all got new schools. The difference between Yates and Madison, we have the School of Communications and we have a School of Communication director. You have a brand new auto mechanics class and you ain't even got a teacher. We got maritime. We got everything. We got brand new simulator in there for maritime. You got a welding program and can't even run it. And you know why? Because you bougie ass nickels don't know how to fight the battles. You want to walk around because you think you got some Louis Vuitton slippers on, that you better than everybody else. Some of us got money, we just don't show it. You feeling what I'm saying? Now, what I can do, let's make an agreement right now. Because I know some things that you don't know. You want me out your Madison business? I'm cool with that. But I'm going to tell you like this here. I got a strange feeling you're going to need me in about 6 to 8 months. I got a strange feeling. So why don't I walk away from this bullshit and then tell you keep your fucking money in 6 to 8 months when they really come to mess over you? See, what you ain't gonna do in Harlem Clark, you ain't gonna use me. You ain't gonna use me. See, I'm too raw for MTV and I'm too black for BET. I'm too black to represent you niggas in Harlem Clark. But you know what's so crazy? You shit on me 2-3 weeks ago in an election, but that trustee ain't been out there yet to check on them girls. That's been Monroe. You shit on me 2-3 weeks ago in that election, but the trustee ain't showed up to see how anything is going at James Madison High School. She ain't gonna show up. She got your vote. Nah, nigga, fuck you. You think Miss Chucks and Pearls abandoned you? Wait till you see this move. Wait till you see what she gonna have to vote on that's going to affect you. And then when it affects you, you're gonna come knocking for me. But I'm gonna tell you what, at that point, I'm gonna have to let you adults, you kids, you fake ass alumni, you fake ass community members, and it ain't for everybody. Like I said, let it roll off you like water. Bust your fucking head open. I hear the cries from Northeast Houston a lot of days. But you notice I don't go out there. You know why? Because you ain't gonna shit on me no more. I'm not going out there no more. Call Sam Smith. Sam will be glad to help you. But make one thing clear, ain't but one Gary Monroe. See, y'all, you cool with me as long as I ain't on your community's ass. But the first time I got to put my paws on one of your principles in your community, it's a problem. I get it with some of y'all out there. You don't give a fuck about me, and I don't give a fuck about you. Oh no. Oh no. I love you, baby. I'm gonna finish what I started. So let me tell you how they gonna work. Y'all over there protecting one woman, but saying the hell with 1,600 kids. I see women out here every day battling for equal rights. They're battling sex trafficking. They're battling prostitution. They're battling everything. But a strong black man show up to help some women and young girls at James Madison, and you Negroes got a problem with it. You got your old lame ass dudes out there running your mouth. I sat outside that school for 2 days. That's how I know y'all some pussies. You this and you that on Facebook. I sat out that side of that school for 2 days. Why you just didn't pull up on me? I'd have whooped your ass with that sack of batteries I had. Why you didn't pull up on me? See all that talking that you do? All that talking. I don't have to fight with you. I just don't have to fuck with you. I don't have to. I don't have to. You know, when I start laughing, that's because I know things that you don't. When they come to close your fucking school, don't call my phone. There's not enough money that you can offer me for me to help you. You know why? Because I got to worry. Since y'all go back to third ward, worry about Yates. I got to worry about Yates. I ain't getting down for y'all. You ain't got no fucking respect. Y'all sit on here and you go to war. You talk about R. Kelly. Glad he going to jail. But you got a motherfucker in the school that they call R. Kelly. You got somebody in the school they call R. Kelly. But you ain't got the heart to address the situation. I'm going to sit back, Angela Newman, like the gangster that I am. I'm going to watch him close your fucking school down. And I ain't doing shit about it. So enjoy your time. Oh, he can't be right. No, I'm not wrong. We're steadily losing students. We got recapture payments coming up. The numbers don't work for us. I want to see which one of you big, badass Marlins gonna stand up for your school. But all that talking about what you gonna do, and I'm gonna do. One lady called me, you done left. Oh shit, if I knew you were coming, I'd have waited. Know one thing, don't bark up this tree. Better go sit your $5 ass down before I make change. I sat out there for 2 days. What's the problem? You had no gas? Oh, your pull-up game wasn't strong, huh? So you can talk that. I sat out there for 2 days. You don't want to deal with your R. Kellys in your buildings. So I'm gonna go on and be disrespectful. That ain't no high school. That's a hoe house. They screwing in the bathroom. They screwing on the roof. Now they got ass everywhere you could get ass. But I ain't never screwed on the roof. They selling dope in the school and the principal know it. And the sad part about it is a lot of y'all that's running your mouth don't even have no kids in there. So you're just trying to act like you don't want your school drug through the mud, but at the same time, you're exposing these kids to all this shit. And then when they get out in the streets and they get the buck wilding, oh, they ain't got no home training. They ain't got no home training. Now, come on. You don't really want to have this conversation with me. But I'm telling you, I just show up for you adults. And I'm gonna say this here because I ain't no motherfucking coward. Jan Green Taylor, if you got something you need to say to me, say it. Don't slug at me, partner, because I call names. Don't slug at me. Don't do that. I don't do that. Kyle Rittenhouse. Today, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all 5 charges that he faced. He faced life imprisonment. He faced life imprisonment. And Kyle was acquitted of all 5 charges. What's y'all thoughts on that? I want to post your comments. I want to talk about it. So who's to blame for Kyle getting off? I'll tell you what I feel. I like Damian Thaddeus Jones because I watched it. The prosecutor did not do a good job. Matter of fact, the prosecutor did a piss poor job. Now, as I'm sitting in, I'm studying law. And y'all, I think I got just signed up for 6 more. I had 10 classes left to get my bachelor's in criminal justice. I'm studying law. I don't think it's an issue of who to blame. I think it's clearly understanding how law was designed and who it was designed to protect. Did you just hear what I said? How the laws are designed and who they were designed to protect. When you go back and you look at laws in the beginning, you look at police in the beginning, all of this stuff was designed to protect the affluent white communities. That's what it was designed to do. And along the way, they tweaked a couple of laws. They tweaked a few laws here and there, but never changed them to a degree where it would not protect the rich, the wealthy, the white. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, the system was designed to do exactly what it did today. That's why I'm not upset. If you understood the laws, the way that they were designed and who they were designed to protect, the system did what it was supposed to do. I'm reading Allen Ginsberg. It ain't what I studied. When the police were created, they put their friends. The way the police department was built is it was like a friendly situation. I studied this my first semester, and they hired their friends, their family, and all. So the thing is, why would people be upset that Rittenhouse got off when the system was already set up for him to get off? See, we got the Congressional Black Caucus, we got, the legislative black caucuses in these states, and they're not fighting to change laws to be fair to everybody. So it does not matter. And I'm just being straight up with you that if you go to court and you're facing some serious stuff, if you black, you behind the 8 ball. If you're Latino, you behind the 8 ball. If you're an immigrant, you're behind the 8 ball. Good looking honky, my man Peter North said. Kyle did good. That boy needs to lay low and stay out of the limelight. He doesn't need to date a black woman either. I think Kyle is fine. From a black perspective, Kyle is fine. You know why? Because the man that killed Trayvon Martin is still walking around. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to Kyle Rittenhouse. Ain't no black person gonna do nothing to him. We too busy killing our own people. We ain't gonna do nothing. We gonna talk that shit, but we ain't gonna do nothing. I think Kyle will be fine. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to Kyle. Do I wish any harm on him? No. But I'm just telling people that he ain't gonna do nothing. We ain't finna do nothing. Nothing. Al, what's that boy named killed Trayvon? I can't think of his name right. George Zimmerman. Zimmerman is still walking around. And ain't nobody did nothing. And they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to do nothing. So how do you feel about today? How do you feel about today? I have no emotions about it at all. None. I have no emotions about it. It's another day to me. And that's a good synopsis. Al says that all black people are going to do is forgive, march, and pray. I'm trying to understand you, Alan Guillory. Some Hispanics are defined as white who align with the Confederacy values like Zimmerman. So let me ask you a question, Alan. How do you feel about the Confederate flag? I'm not going to say nothing until you answer that question. How do you feel about the Confederate flag? And then I'll tell you how I feel about it. How do you feel about the Confederate flag? Because you brought up Confederacy, you're talking white. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the Confederate flag? How do you feel about the Confederate flag? Okay, you say, I don't give a damn about the Confederate flag or monuments. I don't see it as heritage. That's a good synopsis. I don't even worry about the Confederate flag. I'm still trying to figure out how many black men lost their lives under the American flag. Do the math. I get it that we I get it that everything is black and white to some of y'all. Everything's not black and white to me. Everything is not white, is not, white supremacy to me. It's really not. White supremacy. So white supremacy forces black people not to save their money. White supremacy forces you not to get an education. White supremacy is forcing you to go out there and murder your brothers. That's what, that's white supremacy to me, huh? When are we going to take accountability for ourselves? When are we going to accept responsibility for our own black failures? CRT is a big issue. It's a big issue. But it's not an issue for me. So I've accepted responsibility for my black failures. And I don't need to blame my failures on the white person that ain't never did nothing to me. When are we going to accept responsibility for our own black failures? We do things to ourselves, to each other, in our race, that other races of people don't do to each other. We do it. Don't you know that if that issue that's at Madison High School was at a predominantly white school, that whole community would have been in there saying, get this person out of this school? But see, we got to be different. We got to do it a different way. You feel what I'm saying? We got to do it a different way. But we don't want to accept responsibility for us. Your kids out there buck wilding, but you don't want to admit that you didn't raise them. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Your kids are out there buck wilding, but you don't want to take responsibility for the fact that you didn't raise them. And the only time you seem to have shown them love is the day of the funeral, when you got to bury them. I fight for children to give them a chance, I want to give them a shot to be great. I had a good talk today with a young man. I'm not going to say his name. And all I want him to do is be great. Because in this world that we live in, the first person that we got to be responsible for is ourselves. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to take responsibility for ourselves. We want to keep placing the blame. And that's why I don't have the time to argue with you grown folk, because you set in your ways. Y'all see, most grown people, if you youngsters listening, listen to me. Most grown people already have formulated the plot. They know what they want, and they know how they gonna get it. So you youngsters, you got great potential. They'll latch on to you. You know what? I can sit in the stands at a football game, and I can watch my nephews and grandsons, and I can watch them. I don't get overly excited. That's just how I am at games, unless I'm pissed off about the play you just ran. I don't go to schools bothering coaches. None of that. Because they have to take responsibility for themselves when they get out there. The only time that some of you Negroes is on time is when the grave digger gets you to the church. You can't even be responsible for yourself to get to where you need to be on time. You feel me? So every time I look up, somebody's blaming something on somebody else. It ain't hard for you to be a fuck up. Some of y'all have mastered the art. It ain't hard. That's all some of y'all know is fucking up. It ain't hard. You don't want to be great. You don't want to be a person that is remembered forever. So all you do is get out there and do dumb shit. You say dumb shit. There's more than enough information that's been passed around to help us get to where we need to be. But that information is not being used, and it's not the white man's fault that it's not being used. It's your fault. If you're still punching the clock, that's your fault. I'm going to put your comment up. True Colors, aka the God TV. If Kyle was black, trust me, he would be in prison for life. I agree. Because the way the system was set up, it did what it was supposed to do today. And the reason that that system still exists and is able to do what it did today is because we have not taken responsibility for ourselves to do a goddamn thing about it. So until we do something about it, don't be mad at the system, because the system working perfectly. The system is working perfectly. See, you're not looking for the best judges when you go vote. You're looking for the black judges. You're not looking for the best DA. You're looking for the black Democratic DA or the white Republican DA. You're not looking for the best. You're too busy caught up on other shit that does not allow you to be responsible. You're not even responsible with your votes. And the reason you're not responsible because you don't do the homework. You're not responsible with your votes. Straight ticket voting crippled Black America. Because they told you this, just go in there and vote Democrat. And you did it. Didn't have a clue. You finna put a black Ku Klux Klan member in office. You're not even responsible with your votes. So if you can't be responsible with the voting process, how can you be a responsible man? How can you be a responsible father or mother? Some of y'all don't even need kids. You don't even know how to raise them. You didn't want a kid. You wanted a gambling machine. You know, the one you be hooked up to at the corner store, screwing off all your money on. You didn't want a kid. You didn't want a husband. You wanted to go to the club and pussy pop. I'm just telling you. We're not being responsible. Well, I am. But us in general, we're not being responsible for ourselves on a lot of different levels. And we can't understand why we're so far behind. We're not moving the needle in Black America. It's not going to move. And it's not going to move until I think 2 generations from now. See, it's got to get totally horrible first. No. See, you say you want Mayor Turner. All right, let's put that up. I want to talk about that. If y'all want him out now, why y'all put him back in? We wasn't being responsible. I told y'all the other day. Your new mayor's finally said he's going to run for mayor. Who is that? Senator John Whitmire. I told y'all. You know people going to be Whitmire. So let me tell you what's going to happen. The Turner gravy train is going to be over. The people like the police chief are going to be fired. We are at 540 murders. $540 murders. Same. Alan, you keep saying the judge on the Rittenhouse case is German. The judge ain't the one that found him not guilty. You say you want Turner gone. Let's go back to it. Well, why did y'all put him back in? He could have been gone. Because you were too busy voting Black. You were too busy voting Democrat. And then you end up with this dude back in here who ain't did jack since the day he took his goddamn oath for the second time. It's been an honor. Let me tell you what I'm saying is this. Ain't too many of y'all, especially on this program, gonna ever admit you voted for Turner. Ain't too many of y'all on this program gonna admit that you voted for Biden. Ain't too many of y'all on this program gonna admit that you voted for Kamala. You know why? Because we told your asses not to. We told you don't do it, but you did it anyway. You did it anyway. So all these people, oh, I didn't vote for Biden. Man, we were getting told them we were talking about that dude during election time. Own up to this. Own up to that. We were not responsible with our vote. You won't own up to the fact that y'all messed this whole country up. You messed this whole country up. Fucking with Biden. But people don't even want to admit that now. Give him time. Give him these nuts. That's what you give him. Thank you, Sharonda. She admitted she voted for him. And I think that she's going to have to give that some thought in the next election cycle. That's the new phrase that I want you to take with you. Be responsible with your vote. Be responsible with your vote. Be responsible with your life. Be responsible about everything. I'm going to end this with no music tonight. We got to do better. I ain't pleading with y'all to do better. Sharon says to me, we are not going to find one human being that will satisfy or accommodate everyone in the U.S. I agree, but that don't mean you ain't got to be responsible with your vote. People messed up because they did what people told them to do, which was irresponsible. Just vote for Biden. And I'm not picking on him tonight. I'm just talking about that. Same thing with Turner. Turner's the perfect example. Y'all went jumped on Turner. Oh, Busby's a Republican. But didn't know that Republican donated money to the Democratic Party that same year, $80,000. So the same people that were telling you don't vote for him, that already got $80,000 out of him. Well, I can see, Sharon, that you say who else was there to vote for. Think about it this time, because it's going to be the same scenario. So what we going to do? If no one has earned your vote, then don't vote for them. I want to say rest in heaven for the good angel Bertie Simmons. I'm a better person for knowing you. I'm a better person. I wish everybody had a heart. But everybody don't. Until Monday.